Welcome, dear viewers, to A1 Storyteller, where every story is a journey, every character comes to life, and every twist leaves you breathless. Today we dive into a tale that will challenge your perceptions, ignite your emotions, and keep you on the edge of your seat. This is not just a story, it's an experience. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's unravel the gripping narrative of racist cop kicks black FBI chief by mistake, shocked by what happens next. The story begins in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, on a crisp Monday morning. Officer Brad Coleman, a veteran cop with 15 years on the force, patrols the city streets with a sense of authority that borders on arrogance. Known for his rough tactics and questionable judgment, Brad has a reputation for being tough, especially on black citizens. As he sips his coffee, he spots a tall, well-dressed black man walking towards an upscale government building. The man moves with confidence, wearing an expensive tailored suit and a pair of polished leather shoes. But Brad doesn't see the suit. He sees the color of his skin. Brad's instincts, fueled by years of prejudice, kick in. His mind races. A black man walking into a federal building? Suspicious. He pulls over, steps out, and calls out, "Hey, you, hold up!" The man, Derek Lawson, pauses for a moment, then continues walking. That triggers something in Brad. Defiance. Disrespect. He rushes forward, blocking Derek's path. "I said stop," Brad barks, reaching for his baton. Derek looks at him, his sharp brown eyes scanning the officer calmly. "Is there a problem, officer?" Brad doesn't like the man's tone. He's used to fear, compliance, not this steady, composed presence. His blood boils. Without another thought, Brad shoves Derek backward, forcing him to stumble. But Derek doesn't fight back. He adjusts his suit and straightens his tie. "I'm warning you," he says evenly, "you don't want to do this." Brad scoffs. "I don't take orders from criminals." And then, in a flash of unchecked aggression, Brad kicks Derek's leg, forcing him down to one knee. The force of the kick echoes across the street, drawing the attention of bystanders. Gasps, people grab their phones, some start recording. Derek exhales sharply, his patience wears thin. Then, from behind, a black SUV screeches to a halt. Two men in suits rush out. One of them shouts, "Chief Lawson, are you all right?" Brad freezes. "Chief?" Suddenly, reality crashes down like a hammer. Derek Lawson isn't just a man in a suit. He is the chief of the FBI's Atlanta division, one of the most powerful law enforcement officials in the country. The crowd murmurs. People whisper. Brad's mouth goes dry. His stomach tightens. He just assaulted an FBI chief. A black FBI chief. What follows is an explosive fallout, one that turns Brad's world upside down. His badge is suspended, investigations are launched, the media runs with the story, national outrage erupts. But that's just the beginning. Because Chief Lawson has a plan, and it's about to change everything. The scandal breaks wide open. News stations across the country broadcast the footage of Officer Brad kicking Chief Lawson. The headlines are brutal. Veteran cop attacks high-ranking FBI chief in broad daylight. Within hours, social media explodes. People demand justice. Protests erupt in front of the police department. The mayor is forced to make a statement, promising a full investigation. The police chief, pressured by public outrage, places Brad on immediate unpaid leave, pending an internal affairs inquiry. Brad Coleman sits in his apartment that night, staring at his phone. Texts from colleagues flood in, half of them in support, half of them warning him to lawyer up. The television blares in the background, a panel of legal experts debating whether his career is over. Meanwhile, Derek Lawson sits in his office reviewing the reports. His leg still throbs from the assault, but his focus is razor sharp. He has been fighting systemic discrimination for years, but this is personal. The next morning, Chief Lawson holds a press conference. He stands tall, his voice steady as he addresses the public. "Yesterday I was assaulted by an officer of the Atlanta Police Department. This is not just about me. This is about accountability, justice, and reform. The culture of unchecked racism and abuse in law enforcement must end. The room erupts in applause. Reporters fire off questions, but Derek remains composed. He has a plan, and it's just getting started. As for Brad, he soon realizes that his problems are far from over. The internal affairs investigation is just the beginning. Federal authorities are watching. The Department of Justice is involved. And his own colleagues? Some whisper behind his back, while others distance themselves entirely. Then the hammer drops. An official warrant is issued for Brad Coleman's arrest. The charge? Felony assault on a federal officer. The moment is captured live as police officers, his own former colleagues, show up at his apartment. Cameras are rolling as they place him in handcuffs and escort him to a waiting squad car. The irony isn't lost on anyone. Brad, the once untouchable cop, is now the one being processed like a common criminal. Meanwhile, Chief Lawson is far from done. He meets with federal prosecutors, pushing for deeper investigations into discriminatory practices within the department. Internal reports are uncovered, showing years of excessive force complaints against Brad, most of which had been buried or dismissed. In the coming days, more officers are placed under scrutiny. Several resign before they can be fired. Protests continue, but this time they are joined by law enforcement officials who support real reform. As for Brad, he sits in a cold, dimly lit jail cell, waiting for his first court hearing. And when he walks into that courtroom, shackled and in an orange jumpsuit, he finally realizes his life will never be the same again. And there you have it, folks. A story of redemption, courage, and the power of change. If this tale moved you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to A1 Storyteller, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a story. Share this video with your friends and family, because stories like these deserve to be heard. Until next time, remember, every ending is a new beginning. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep watching A1 Storyteller. Goodbye for now.